Welcome to all. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about semiconductors. Let us start with the introduction. We know that the basic atomic model, atom consists of nucleus. Nucleus has positively charged proton and neutral charged neutron. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Electrons, they are revolving in various energy levels. The outermost electron filled orbit is called valence band. So this outermost orbit is called valence band. Electrons in the outermost orbit is called valence electrons. So we know the basic configuration of atom and energy levels. So that is valence band. Electrons are the furthermost from the nucleus and have higher energy level than electrons in lower orbit. So this one is valence band. The region beyond the valence band is called conduction band. Electron in the conduction band is called free electrons or conduction electron. So now we know what is energy gap or forbidden gap. What is that? That is energy difference between valence band and conduction band. Valence band means energy level or electron filled, outermost electron filled orbit in an atom. Conduction band means it is the energy band beyond the atom. The energy difference between valence band and conduction band is called forbidden gap or energy difference or energy gap. So based on the energy gap, materials are categorized into conductors, semiconductors, insulators. We discussed those things while discussing the introduction part of conductors. That is already we discussed. In the case of conductors, both valence band and conduction band both are overlapped together. In the case of semiconductor, there is a small energy difference between valence band and conduction band. That is, there is a small band gap energy exists in semiconducting material. In the case of insulator, band gap energy is large. That is, there is more energy difference between valence band and conduction band. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about semiconductors. What are semiconductors? Semiconductors are the material whose electrical conductivity lies between conductor and insulator. In other definition is, it is the special class of material which is very small in size and sensitive to heat, sensitive to light and electricity. So we can also say that these materials behave as insulator at low temperature and behave as a conductor at very high temperature or at high temperature. How we are telling? At low temperature, the same semiconducting material behaves like insulator. How it is possible? That is, we should know the atomic configuration of semiconductor also. That is, in all the semiconductor atom has 4 electron in its outermost orbit. It has tetravalency. So atoms are connected together by means of covalent bond. So silicon atoms are connected by means of covalent bond. What is covalent bond? That is sharing of electron with neighboring atom. So this silicon has 4 valence electron, that is it has 4 electron in its outermost orbit. This electron is shared with nearer silicon, another silicon atom. So this electron and another valence electron of silicon atom, these two electrons forms covalent bond by sharing of electron. Similarly, this valence electron forms covalent bond with neighboring silicon atom. Similarly, all the 4 valence electrons are forming covalent bond with neighboring silicon atoms. Okay, so all the silicon atoms, they are connected by means of covalent bond. Okay, so if there is no temperature is applied to the semiconductor, there is no changes in its covalent bond. All the covalent bonds, they are strongly exist. They are there is no damage in its covalent bonds. But when you apply temperature to the semiconducting material, covalent bond started to break. So when the covalent bond breaks, that valence electron become free electron or conduction electron. They are easily move throughout the entire volume of the material. So when the applied temperature to the semiconducting material is increased, there is more number of breakage of covalent bonds. Then there is a more number of creation of free electron or conduction electron. When number of free electron or conduction electron is increasing, its electrical conductivity also increased. When its electrical conductivity increase means its resistance automatically decreases. So when the applied temperature to the material increases, its electrical conductivity also increases, but its electrical resistivity decreases. So temperature increases, resistance decreases. So that we are telling semiconducting material or semiconducting, it is one of the important property of semiconductor. What is it? It has negative temperature coefficient of resistance. What is the meaning for negative temperature coefficient of resistance? When the temperature applied to the semiconductor increases, its resistance decreases. Okay. So at the high temperature, there are more number of free electrons. So electrical conductivity increases. It behaves like conductor. At very low temperature or 0 Kelvin, there is no breakage of covalent bond. There is no free electron available in the materials. There is no electrical conductivity. So now the semiconductor behaves like insulator. So that's why we are telling at low temperature semiconductor act as insulator. At high temperature the same material act as conductor. So the actual definition or the exact definition for semiconductor is, it is the material whose electrical conductivity lies between conductor and insulator. Moreover, this material behave as insulator at low temperature and it behave as conductor at high temperature. So this is the definition for semiconductor. Moreover, these material have two type of charge carriers. One is electrons and another one is holes. How these charge carriers are created, etc. we will be discussed later. So now we know what is semiconductor. We will discuss the general properties of semiconductor. Semiconducting material, they are formed by covalent bonds. They have empty conduction band at T equal to 0K. At T equal to 0K, there is no damage or breakage in covalent bond. So there is no free electron or conduction electron available in the material. So at 0K, conduction band is empty. At the time, valence band is almost completely filled. Then in the case of semiconductor, there is a small energy gap. Then this semiconducting material possesses crystalline structure. They have negative temperature coefficient of resistance. We already discussed what is it. That is, when the temperature applied to semiconductor increases, its resistance decreases. That is called negative temperature coefficient of resistance. And then if we can improve the electrical conductivity of semiconductor in two ways. One is by the application of temperature, that is thermal energy. If you apply thermal energy or if you apply temperature to the semiconducting material, its electrical conductivity increases. Another way, there is one more way is available to increase the electrical conductivity of semiconductor, that is called adding of impurity. Adding of impurity is called doping. So there are two ways to improve the electrical conductivity of semiconductor. One is applying temperature. Second one is adding impurity, that is called doping. Next, the classification of semiconductors. The first type of classification, there are three type of classifications. So in the first type of classification of semiconductor is based on the chemical elements available in the semiconductor. It is classified into two types. One is elemental semiconductor, another one is compound semiconductor. What is elemental semiconductor? It is the semiconductor in which only one element is present in the material. That is, elemental semiconductors are made from a single element of fourth group elements of periodic table. So example, silicon and germanium. So in the case of germanium, band gap, typical band gap energy value is given as 0.72 electron volt. In the case of silicon, 1.1 electron volt is the band gap energy. These elemental semiconductors also termed as indirect band gap semiconductors. So what are indirect band gap semiconductors? It is one type of semiconductor, or it is the elemental semiconductor. It has only one element. That element belongs to fourth group of periodic table. Then moreover, its momentum, that is momentum of electron in valence band and conduction band is different. In the case of indirect band gap semiconductor, momentum of electron, momentum of valence electron in valence band and momentum of the same electron when it is in conduction band, both are different. Next one is compound semiconductor. It has more than one element. Compound semiconductor has more than one element. It is formed by combining third and fifth group elements of periodic table or second and sixth group elements of periodic table. These are all called compound semiconductors. So another name for compound semiconductors, direct band gap semiconductors. Direct band gap semiconductors. Example, indium phosphide, gallium arsenide, indium gallium arsenide, etc. So what are direct band gap semiconductors? Direct band gap semiconductors are compound semiconductor. It has more than one element. It is formed by combining third and fifth group of periodic table or second and sixth group of periodic table. Moreover, the momentum of electron in valence band and conduction band, both are same. This is direct band gap semiconductors. Now let us distinguish the properties, or let us distinguish these two elemental and compound semiconductors. First one, what is elemental semiconductor? They are made of single element. Example, germanium, silicon. Compound semiconductor made of many elements. Example, MgO, gallium phosphide, gallium arsenide, etc. These elemental semiconductors are called as indirect band gap semiconductors. These compound semiconductors are called as direct band gap semiconductors. Here, electron hole, in the case of elemental semiconductor, electron hole recombination takes place through traps which are present in the band gap. Here, heat energy is produced during the electron hole recombination. So, during electron hole recombination, heat energy is produced here. In the case of compound semiconductor, electron hole recombination takes place directly with each other. Here, light energy is released during the recombination of electron and hole. In the case of elemental semiconductor, lifetime of charge carrier is more due to indirect recombination. In the case of compound semiconductor, lifetime of charge carrier is less due to direct recombination. In elemental semiconductor, current amplification is less. Current amplification in compound semiconductor is more. Elemental semiconductor used in manufacturing of diodes. Compound semiconductors are used in manufacturing of LED, etc. Second type of classification is which is based on the purity of semiconductor. So one is two type of semiconductors. One is intrinsic semiconductor or pure semiconductor. Second one is extrinsic semiconductor or impure semiconductor or doped semiconductors. What is intrinsic semiconductor? It is the semiconductor. It is a pure semiconductor. There is no dopant atom or there is no impurity is added with the material. Extrinsic means it is the doped material, doped semiconductor.